masculine and feminine counterpart inhabit the same soul.
Okay.
And incarnate in two different bodies. So it's basically one soul coming into the world in two different bodies.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. And then the twin flames have to meet to create oneness.
Okay.
And that's what I don't like about this twin flame business. Because there's a lot of different people on the internet about it. And we were just saying that before we started this. And you could, depending on how you interpret it, if you're not a healed person and you think this person's my twin flame, he's the other half of me. Two half people don't make a whole person.
Yes.
That's not healthy.
I'm glad you touched on that. That actually, yes.
We want to make sure that we're not this is not why we're talking about this. We're not endorsing half people relationships.
Exactly. Yes, because I think, and that's what a lot of people do with this, term. That is it's a reinforcement for, bad behaviors in a relationship sometimes.
Sometimes. Yes. You have to be careful because it can be confused, which is what you just said, with narcissistic abuse. Which is a whole other topic. So I don't really want to get into that one too much because that's not very spiritual. So,
well, while we're not diving too deep into that specifically, but what could somebody do, if they're looking back on experience where they might have thought it was a twin flame, but then, it was a horrible experience. What could they do to figure out, exactly if it was or not?
Well, I was thinking about that, Andrew. Good question. A twin flame relationship, you could think of it as a beautiful thing because always look at everything as learning. But it's non-attachment is important. And that's the thing about narcissistic abuse is that you keep going back for more punishment, basically. It's like a moth to a flame, and the narcissist is the flame. And so, twin flame, there you go. But it's basically, it's this, you meet this person and if you look up narcissism, this is the same kind of description. So that's pretty interesting. But you meet them and you're like, I feel like I know you already. And it's this intensity that you don't have with other people. And you get into a relationship, you enmesh with them. And you do feel like it is your whole when you're with that other person. And then when you're not, you feel empty.
In a twin flame, my gathering from it is you are the same soul, but you are that whole soul still. And,
And the thing is, so you can meet at different stages of your awakening, I guess.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
so a whole soul, a whole healed person can meet their twin flame, and that twin flame is not awake yet.
Okay.
And so I read different things of this, but there was I found something. It's lawofattraction.com.
I saw something on there too.
Yeah. So it talked about twin flame being your mirror soul. So you see yourself in this person. So this person is the catalyst for your spiritual awakening, basically. Okay, so here's some other stuff that's supposed to be twin flame. You're supposed to intuitively know what the other person is doing, feeling, or thinking. You share many of the same interests, values, hobbies, and preferences. You think the same way, and your emotions are the same. And there's that strong physical pull. You could have the same dream and meet each other in a dream.
Oh gosh.
I heard a couple of people said that one. So we understand, not me and you, but we do, you and I do understand complex or hidden parts of each other. share same vulnerabilities and weaknesses. And that's why I think the twin flames can hurt each other so much badly.
They know that that quick jab there.
Feel like it's safe to be natural and authentic around each other.
Yeah. That all makes sense.
Yeah. So then it listed the 7 stages of the twin flame relationship.
Oh yeah. Let's go through these on, and this is the same website, that lawofattraction.com. Stage 1 is the search. So involving a strong sense of yearning and an acute awareness that something is lacking in your life. Okay. Check. And but yes, that had happened before. In all likelihood, you'll doubt the or wait, I skipped. This is a stage at which you begin to believe that there is really a perfect match out there for you, and in all likelihood, you'll doubt the feeling at first, and you may feel unsure about what you should do with it. So the search stage is about preparing your life for an arrival of the twin flame. So you're kind of awakened whenever that search is the awakening of, even though you don't know what you're awakening to, it's that stirrings in the soul of that yearning. And then, okay, so then we have stage 2, which is the awakening. So let's see here. Awakening stage is where you physically meet and the awareness of your compatibility hits you head on. Sometimes you won't be together for very long though, and even brief contact is enough to make you aware that something special is happening. You may feel intoxicated by this feeling and find that all your waking moments are occupied by the thoughts of this person. Okay, so then stage 3, they say, is the test. So it's the stage of twin flame experience by trying to understand your relationship with this other person. And it's about establishing boundaries, testing your limitations, and moving past the purely blissful experience of initially falling in love. And will only occur once you've had enough time to enjoy a honeymoon phase. Although you are destined to know and love each other, you will still engage in conflicts in the same way that before you met your twin flame, you engaged in conflict with other parts of yourself. Whether and how you resolve these conflicts will define whether you will be able to stay together. So that the test, stage 3, the test, it's kind of like what you were talking about a little bit earlier, of recognizing those things, those flaws that really are of yourself as well. I think that kind of falls in there too.
Yeah.
And establishing boundaries, yes, that would be a big one, because I mean, if it's truly your twin flame, you are like, your souls want to go back together, it wants to be one again, you know. Takes us then to stage 4, the crisis. While twin flame love can be euphoric, it is also inevitably involves a crisis stage. Maybe this stage involves significant anxiety, worries about your bond with your twin flame, and the crisis can be just about anything. And it may be related to grief, betrayal, struggles with self-love, or any number of other things that put pressure on the connection with the twin flame.
Yeah.
Okay. Stage 5, the running or chasing stage. So no matter what form the crisis stage takes, it is always followed by a running or chasing stage. You may be in either role, and you and your twin flame may switch back and forward between the two roles. This stage revolves around twin flame distancing. I can't speak tonight, damn it. Twin flame distancing themselves, often out of fear of confronting the level of intimacy that the two of you are capable of experiencing. The twin flame in this role will be in pain and will feel very defensive and resistant. Meanwhile, the other twin flame will give chase, believing that the bond is worth fighting for and working on. This stage can only end when the running twin stops trying to get away and chasing twin stops trying to push. So yeah, stage 6 is the surrender. And what did I say? So just paraphrasing this, I mean, this can be surrender stage. Both of you will start to give up on previous need to control your relationship, which is good. This context, surrendering isn't about giving up on your connection, but rather about accepting that neither one of you can escape from destiny, which the destiny is that this relationship is not going to be you know, this isn't really somebody that, I mean, it might happen, but it's not really somebody that you're going to marry and live, you know, all hunky-dory with and be great, you know. It is about that energetic, it's an energetically jarring experience in your lifetime that I think is a beautiful thing for somebody to experience, but it's a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
It really uproots your belief system in this type of stuff and relationships and energy, really, too.
Absolutely.
So the stage 7 of the reunion and joining. Yeah. Yeah. When you and your twin flame move on to the reunion stage, you'll have a sense of relief at the fact that the balance is being restored. For some twin flames, this reunion will be physical in nature. For example, the two of you may finally come back to the same place, agreeing to share a home, or finally physically consummating your bond. Irrespective of the particular form the reunion takes, it carries with it a sense of peace, acceptance, and reciprocal understanding. Reciprocal understanding, I think, is something that is the major to pull out of that. But yeah, that's the 7 stages of it. And I mean, those, totally make sense. You know, there definitely are things that could hit on specifically for one person's situation, or there might be things that don't. And, you know, and I don't think it has to follow under the certain textbook of this is how you find your twin flame, right? It's just that knowing. I mean, it's a pretty jarring experience, like we've been saying. So
yeah. And I think the takeaway for everyone is that, I like this. I heard this from this lady. I got to find her name. I think it's Christine or something. That's really helpful. Anyway, she said,
we can always, we can put like a link when we post the podcast for him too.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to find her. Anyway, she said, the thing to remember is that whether you're together or you're not together or you're, you know, whatever, everything is working out.
Yes. I like that. That's good.
Right?
Yeah.
Like whatever's happening right now in your life, everything is working out.
And it always does.
Yeah. Like whatever's happening is supposed to be happening, and just let it happen.
It's like, what does, is it Gabby? Is it one of her quotes where she has like I think it's in The Universe Has Your Back card deck, where it's like, there's actually 2 quotes that I could kind of think of. The main one was obstacles or detours in the right direction.
Yeah.
You know, so everything is working out for your best, but then you are meant to be where you are right now.
Right. Yeah.
Because we always want to try to chase that thing. You know, we're always looking into the future and we want to chase that thing, but it's like, and we beat ourselves up if we feel like we're not close enough to it, and we want to make it happen in a timeline of, you know, super fast.
Yeah. And whether or not somebody is your twin flame and you share a soul and whatever, the thing we all have to accept is we cannot control and manipulate other people.
Exactly. Yeah.
And with
spent my entire 20s thinking that.
Yeah. And with narcissistic abuse or whatever, like sometimes people focus too much on the narcissist and they feel like a victim, and like you have to look at your side of the street. If you keep going back, you're the one that keeps going back.
You're feeding that narcissist and that ego of them.
Yeah. And then I'm saying that out of love, because I was there. I was doing it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard. It's really, really, really hard. Really hard. But you got to love yourself first. Yes.
And when you have a realization or you recognize something like that happening, not beating yourself up over it.
Yeah.
Trying not to, at least, you know. You may have the moment of being like, what the fuck, you know, and be like, why would I do that? I was so done, you know, and that's not going to be good. You know, it happens, shit happens, and we allow ourselves to do some dumb shit sometimes, and that's just the way it is. But once you recognize it, then you can do the opposite, right?
Yeah. It's not about what happened. It's about what happens next.
Yes.